Hi, today I'm gonna show you guys my portfolio. It's not even a portfolio, but more like my obsession. It's my hobby. I have a very crazy hobbies, and one of them is art. I do not call myself an artist though. More or less like a hobbyist, because artists sell their artwork. I did not. So after years and years of progression, I don't know where to put all my artwork. There's so many of them. I managed to open some of them, on the floor. They are everywhere now. I just want to show you what I have done. So this is a rare occasion I show people what's inside what I have personally done. So welcome, you'll be the first to discover. Alright, so a bit about why I paint. 2012? After the 2012, I kind of realized that I have to do something about my life. And then I pick up art. So it takes about, and then it slowly progress. And then it's, I have changed from watercolor to charcoal to pastel to oil, and so on. So I need to basically tell you guys, in the point, in my perspective, what an artist is supposed to, search or achieve. Okay, let's check our specimen first. As you can see, most of the paintings, the one that I have now, are all, this is actually a basic illustration, because for an artist you always have to do figure painting first before you start anything. Alright, so these are all the figure paintings I have done. So this is using oil. This is oil painting. Okay, that's enough. So these are all specimens that I fetch. I get from Pinterest, and some of them have a very good study about figure. So that's why I usually would copy, and yeah. So sometimes it took a bit of a time to do all this artwork, because it is a very tedious process. So right, so this is from a back view, and this is the front view. Okay, same people. If you want to know further how I do develop it, that will be another time. I will specifically tell you the stories. So this is my own composition. It's I call it pilgrimage. So we can see a lot of people nude, and then they're all like bathing in mud, right? They're all bathing in mud. So that is figures, and this is the pastel drawing. This is charcoal. The black one is charcoal, and this is pastel. Right, so this is pastel. This is one of the students who volunteered last few years ago, and we have to pay her like 30 ringgit per hour to become a model. So this is my friend Shelly, who joined dancing, and then I asked her to volunteer to be model. Right, this is all from Instagrams and so on. So these are all where I started with my charcoal painting. Right. So this is a huge paper size painting, right, of a friend of mine. The proportion is still out. So this is another one, also pastel paint drawing or illustration. This is Portraiture of a friend of mine. She's a Polish. All right. Anything else? Okay, now we go to another room. So this is a figure painting. Right, more or less study about the muscle segment using color paper technique. So this is all on paper. Okay, it's a big painting though, right? Okay, that is my phoenix. Phoenix is an animal which is a mythical creature, and it's a Fengshui animal. So if you put it at certain places, it will like protect you from harm or whatnot. So this is pastel. A dancer. This is my watercolor painting, which I done one of my earliest times during my hobby days. So this is a hip hop. That is watercolor. Okay. Okay, now we are into my treasure chest. This is where I put most of my big paintings here. Alright. Okay, as you can see, I have most of my paintings are all here. Seriously, I don't have anywhere else to put because I have too many of them, and I have to allocate one room to put all my picture, because or else it's gonna ruin the years if I don't really take care of it. So that's me, my self-portrait, which I don't really actually admire though. I don't like my self-portrait. I'm not that kind. I'm not Rembrandt in the first place. So this is using acrylic. I have a few acrylic based painting, but I don't like to use acrylic because it dried too fast. So this is using oil. This is oil. Okay. landscape, another landscape, still life, fruit in the bowl, and another still life. This is the bigger still life. Fruit in the basket. Oh, I had to vacuum it. Okay, another one is this is another painting. Portraiture. This is a portraiture of my friend. What's her name? Belinda Chu. Okay, she's actually joining dancing, and then she has this picture, and then she asked me. No, she did not ask. I want to paint her as a subject for me to teach in class. So this is the Art Nouveau style of painting. Right? Art Nouveau is a bit flat and it's look like a print. So this is the idea of Art Nouveau. Okay, later when you in week 10, I think we will learn about Art Nouveau. So this is a portraiture. So I just make the background a bit look like mystical, like ethereal kind of feel background. So this is also my friend who I draw. What's her name? Charmaine. So this is Claire, my friend. So it took me about 6 hours to finish this. 6 hours non-stop, which is quite hard actually. So this one is my painting of an old man somewhere in China. I think this kind of place normally they have it in China, but I think the scene is very beautiful. That's why I paint it. Right? You can see the light very clearly. And this is another portraiture, a friend of mine. This is another one of her portrait. This is Johann Vermeer, the girl with a pearl earring. So this is like a reproduction. But I switched the face of my friend of mine. So just to make it more, yeah. Anybody wants to paint next time, if they want to put their face, I can repaint it back, maybe Mona Lisa or something. Right, who knows? Okay, so this is portraiture. We have done that. This is Fengshui. Wait, this is Gary Moore, my idol, Gary Moore, the late Gary Moore. Okay, self-portrait. Right, but among all, I like this. This is pastel. This is pastel. Right. If you look closely, you can see how detailed the work is. Oh my God, got shadow. This is Vienna. Vienna is a dancer in Taipan. She's now growing up. She's not as small as she is now. This is the most loveliest pose that I ever did. Right, this is Grace, another dancer. I like the idea of she flipping the cape, so it looks like a movement. Right, like movement. Okay. Besides that, I have a lot of other Feng Shui animal. like this rooster. Rooster is actually based on the Chinese horoscope. For that year, they have like 5 rooster, so I have decided to put 5 rooster. You know, in order to make it ong, right? So this is dog year. That is rooster year. This is dog year. Dog year, I have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. There are 9 dogs, and they are all floating. I even make bubbles here, small bubble. It's the concept. I don't have to explain to you. So this is monkey year. So I put 3 monkeys on the branch. This is the time where I explore the use of pastel to the maximum. So those are pastel, right? So this is the girl. This is Tingyan. Yeah. When we want to take a photo of, I have to go to her house and then, you know, take a full shot of her in the pool, in a shower, not the shower, in a bathtub. Yes. So she had to buy a few boxes of milk and then sink it in, and then we have to take a photo shot. And then I managed to get this shot, so I was thinking like, I can paint this. So. Right? And then we have another Fengshui animal. This is last year one, the pig year. But the pig year, you can see what? It's a swimming, it's a diving pig. You can see all diving pig. Right? And I got a bit of the clownfish. And I put some other fish here. So they are all different color of pigs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pigs. 8 pigs. So this is one of my first last painting using pastel, and also my first animal in the horoscope calendar, which is the sheep. So I just make this sheep. At one time I just feel like I need to paint it, so I come up with a painting of this sheep. So these are all using pastel. Okay, pastel. So this is another portraiture. This is Ajab. Ajab is a Turkmenistan student, I think. So she posed for us. I think this is one of my best painting using pastel. Right. Everything is quite subtle. The color, not really too much, and using highlight the most of it. I love to play highlight when I use pastel because it is very obvious and it's very clear compared to other methods. But you must have a dark background. Like this painting, this is totally using dark paper. It's just that I use white pastel to create the effect. But you must know how to control the pastel, so that you only extract the highlight of the painting, the picture. Alright. So what else? Another one is this. This is a bit controversial, but I just want to explain to you. I simply need to explain to you why I did this. And this one is quite significant, so that's why I put them both together. This is actually a painting of the Prophet ascended to heaven during what we call the night journey, Isra Mi'raj. So this is, as you can see, if I want to, this painting is not easy. It's not easy to do because I have to follow the hadith and all the information that I got from to know about this animal, which is burak. Right? So what I do is that I create a model of the burak, which is this one. Well, if you think it's weird, you just check hadith. So they have a lot of similarities to what I'm building now, because this is not a horse, it's not a mule, it is in between, so it's quite small in proportion to the man. You can see that. And then it has a tail of a peacock. So this is peacock tail. You see that? So so I get the nice shot of that, and then I translate it into two-dimensional image. So that's how it looks like. Right, that is our Prophet there. And you know who this is? This is Gabriel. Gabriel. He's an archangel. Right? Not just that, he like chaperone Muhammad ascend to see God. Right? You can see even the rock somehow float in mid-air. Okay. Because the rock also wants to follow, it seems, based on the story. Alright. So this is the model. And this is another one which I would like to show to you guys. It's I don't know why I choose this figure. Maybe I like to see contortionists. But it is one hell of a tough experience to build this kind of sculpture, right? Because it's like you are an engineer, you are not an artist, you are an engineer. Everything is must based on measurement and calculation, right? So this is a reproduction of Rodin. Rodin is a sculptor who created this la peinture, or what we call a tinker. So I try to use the exact what they call clay, and I don't really know how to use clay, and it start to crack, but it looks kind of cool, like wow, like a rustic old art. You know, I don't want to throw it away, so I just keep it. I even tried to do what do you call sculpting a face, but I really don't know how to do it. Broke down because it's very hard to control the temperature here. You must make it sure it's moist, and it's, if you do what do you call sculpture, I mean clay sculpture, you would understand what I'm talking about. If you don't, you will know, because it's very hard to control. Well, that's all I have for now. I'm trying to track where is all my artwork is, but I think there are one more in someone's house. But never mind, one day I will video it so that you can see what I have done. Okay. Hi, I'm actually now in Taipan Subang, in one of the dance school. Yeah. So this is where I I do my hobby is, my another crazy hobby of mine. So I will get inspired actually from the activities of this dancing, and normally I would paint and do my sculpture based on my interest basically. Okay, let me show you what I have done. So these are the paintings. It's what I call still life, which in this case I choose eagle. Alright, eagle as a subject. So if you can see close, right? So that's eagle, and this is actually a Fengshui art. Fengshui art usually refer to Chinese, superstitious belief that when you have this kind of animal, it kind of like change your chi, or what or your outcome in life. So, well, whether you have to believe it or not, but I have transformed into some of my work of art. Like this is a Mandarin duck. Okay, made from oil. This is a night. This is a daytime. So there are two versions here. Mandarin duck is a symbol of love, okay, in Chinese culture. And this is my painting of kingfisher. Okay, kingfisher. So I like kingfisher because they are very, very strong, and they can just dive into the water. So this is how I create the segment. It's like they flip from the top, coming down the water, and then going back up again. So that's the concept of this painting. So another one is, this is totally my abstract expression of how what they call Mother Nature is. So I put what they call this hummingbird as my motif. So I have special affinity towards hummingbird, So I think they are very beautiful creature. So this is titled The Birds and the Bees. So we can see, because bird also, they hover similar, so that is the reason why I choose this motif. And then in the background I put some sort of like a female face, like in a meditative state, right? Okay, so this is my sculpture, which is a dance pose. If you can look from here, so it's actually what you call a pose, a dancing pose, more like a contemporary dance. So this is, trust me guys, it's not easy work to do this kind of scale, and then that you have two people together, So that is my sculpture. Right? So let's move on. So this is using pastel. Pastel is a chalk, but it's very hard on certain surface. Like this is using cartridge paper, so it does not really have. But I like the sketchy looking of this drawing. All right. Okay, next we go to this is my other sculpture. So this is actually based on Edward Degas. Edward Degas is an impressionist artist. So he come up with Little Dancer, age 16. So that's the name of his sculpture, Little Dancer, age 16, which is have this kind of pose. This is a fourth position. Fourth position means ballet. Normally they would use fourth position. So they will have their feet like that in the fourth position, right? But Degas use a ballerina, so I convert in my mind more towards a Latin dancer, right? But the pose is similar, so not to say, yeah, I copy a bit of Degas' work, right? So next one is that is my painting of a dog. I love this dog, right? And another painting, nature. This is still life. This one is actually the picture is only come out with three birds, but I add another one more to give, you know, more impactful. All these three birds have a different gesture, so I duplicate some of it just to Alright, so yeah. Okay, this is actually a Spanish flamenco dancer, so I have a bit of affinity to flamenco dancer, so I use oil to create this. So this is oil painting. So just like Degas, who loved to paint dancer, I also have try his ways to see whether I can, you know, emulate his ideas, right? So then there are these painting. This is also this is one of my earliest painting. I think I cannot put it here because it's damp. Now I can see it's yeah, never mind. So this is using pastel on a white, on a black paper, right? So this is actually a scene from underwater. So underwater photography. I kind of like the surreal feel of the underwater, so that's why I redraw this back in pastel. Just quite hard, but I managed to do it, and yeah, okay. Okay, I guess that's all I can share with you, my artwork here. Some of it is in a lot of other places, which I cannot video it, but I will definitely keep you updated if I have anything new, anything that I discover, so I would show it to you. Alright? Okay, bye.